Alright, here we are for a RTR flashback draft. This pack looks fun. Got Hover Barrier, Centaur's Herald, Goblin Electromancer, got a Golgari Guildgate, and a Corpsejack Menace. I really like the Corpsejack Menace. This card was great in the black-green Scavenge deck. And you can pick up some pretty decent Scavenge creatures. Notice that a lot of people play Selesnya, so we might be fighting for some green stuff. But I don't think too many people like the Golgari plans. Ooh, Gerard's Orders. There's also Grizzly Salvage, which is really valuable. Or the Zenikev Locust, which is not one of the better Scavenge creatures. This card is just so valuable, especially in the Scavenge deck. You're able to fill your bin with the good Scavenger. If we wield the Locust, this is the kind of card that we would want to bin with Gerard's Orders for sure. Deathrite Shaman, okay. Not the best in limited, but I'm gonna take it anyway. Daggerdrome Imp is great. Stonefair Crocodile is okay. Terrace Worm, I would not mind picking up one of those, but I just want to play with this thing in limited. That's what I want to do. Ooh, Sewer Shambler or Drudge Beetle. Shambler is much better. The amount of people that have swamps in their deck is fairly high generally. The Rakdos decks. And the Golgari decks, although we might not play against another Golgari deck, but there's generally at least one Rakdos drafter at the table. Sometimes more than one. We'll take a... Ooh. So I want another Sewer Shambler or Drudge Beetle. It could help our curve a little bit here with the Drudge Beetle, but the Sewer Shambler is just so nice to be able to scavenge later. Seems like is open. Probably play against the Psychic Spiral deck at some point. This might not work out too well for me. I mean, having those 2-drops is probably going to be pretty important, but I don't know. This card is just hard to beat sometimes, and enough people splash in this format that this thing could be hard to beat. I just remember this card being a house. I mean, even if you just get it as a 4/4 for 4, that's fine. Not super exciting, but it's fine in this format, especially when there's a number of X4s in the format. And then being able to scavenge for double value is just awesome. And this card just enables so many shenanigans. I could go grab my Corpsejack Menace and dump a Sewer Shambler into the yard, which is just what the doctor ordered. So I could take a Guildgate here, or I think I might just take a Giant Growth. Dryad Militant would be okay. Yeah, I think I'm going to take the Giant Growth though. This is just such an efficient combat trick. It's hard to turn down. Love me 1-mana thingies. Ogre Jailbreaker is nice. I might take the Rubbleback Rhino though. This thing is great with Scavenge. Chorus of Might is fine, but putting a whole bunch of counters on a hexproof guy is great. Ooh, Trestle Troll, that is exactly what we wanted. Again, could take a Jailbreaker, but I think just grabbing more Scavengers at this point is what we are in for. I could take a Rakdos Charm or Deviant Glee, Perilous Shadow. You know, if we run into a really go wide deck, I've actually found that, or like so I got back a lot of things here. I've got the Locust, Grizzly Salvage, or Rakdos Guildgate. I think I'm going to take the Grizzly Salvage though. The Guildgate would have been nice. I think the Imp is going to be less replaceable. So if we run into some tokens decks or, you know, Rakdos go wide decks, then this Rakdos Charm is exactly what we're going to want. Just sometimes dome people for 6 or 7 damage. Which is not inconsequential. I'll take a Spawn. Probably won't play it. But I don't think I'm likely to play a Deviant Glee either. So of note, the Drudge Beetle packs did not give us any Drudge Beetles coming back around, which is not unexpected. I mean, even in a Selesnya deck, cards are great. At worst, it's there, which is fine. This guy's nice to scavenge onto. Yeah, second spiral, sure. Maybe just a lot of games, alright. So, Grave Betrayal, what does this do? Whatever creature you control dies, return it to battlefield under control with +1/+1 counter at the beginning of the next end step. Black zombie in addition to its other types. So that card seems great. We could also take the Sluiceway Scorpion. You know what, I don't recall ever having played with this card. Let's try it. Could be fun. Could be fun. And here we've got some Courser's Accords, Rollback Rhino, Ogre Jailbreaker. Probably take another Rubbleback Rhino here. Do we want another Giant Growth? I think I want another Giant Growth actually. Guard Decoy. I remember this card being pretty good. Not the most threatening thing. Hypersonic Dragon is still in the pack. Interesting. We're passing a lot of stuff for Is It, but apparently the people to our left are not Is It players. It's okay. Someone to our right is going to get hooked up. Good for them. Good for them. This thing to get to search for cards. Got a Centaur's Herald, another Grizzly Salvage, Tavern Swindler. There's Slime Molding. Slime Molding is pretty good, but generally it's a lot better in the populate decks, but just, you know, being able to make a giant dude is probably fine. I mean, Transguild Promenade is probably the safe pick here, but we like to live dangerously. I will be curious to see if this Grave Betrayal actually does some work. Ooh, Goblin Ooze and Grave Betrayal. That could be sweet. Or I could take Guildgate, but I think the Drudge Beetle is where we're at. We'd like to get some more of the more efficient scavengers. That Sluiceway Scorpion wheels, that would be the best case scenario for us. Would not be sad to see another Rubbleback Rhino. Card is very good. This card is nice for alpha striking, but you know, 4-mana 2/2 is not all that exciting. Its Scavenge ability is overcosted, at least compared to some of these other more efficient ones. Hopefully we get somebody with Deathrite Shaman. Alright, so we've got Rubbleback Rhino, or we could just take a launch party. It's not the best removal, but it is some form of removal. Yeah, I think our problem decks are going to be populate decks, so having more creatures against populate decks seems good. Having a Grave Betrayal against a populate deck also seems very good. Seems great since it comes back under our control at the next end step. We don't even have to wait like a turn or anything, and it comes back untapped. Which seems great. You take something silly like a Havoc Festival, just take a Horncaller's Chant, which is not looking like it's the best in our deck, but it's a magic card that we can potentially play. These two, not really great outside the populate decks. I mean, even the Horncaller's Chant is not all that threatening in our deck, I don't think. Again, I would much prefer to just pick up some more Sewer Shamblers. Those would be nice. Skullrend, what does that do? Ooh, Explosive Impact. Rites of Reaping. This card's not the worst, but I think I'm going to take a Daggerdrome Imp here. The lifelink is not irrelevant. We're so light on removal, literally have none. Alright, I talked myself into it. This is even bad removal, it's not even that good. Sorcery speed, 6 mana. Maybe you get to kill a Centaur token. Ringleader, what does this guy do? Whenever it deals combat damage to a player, they discard a card at random. Yeah. I'll take a Street Sweeper. There's a chance I played this card. Great against the Security Blockade, that's for sure. Of course there's a Chord still in this pack. Wow. Are we just getting cut off from Golgari here? Like, should we have been in Selesnya, Slime Molding, Courses of Chord, Horncaller's Chant? I haven't seen any really powerful. I mean, I guess we saw the Phantom General, so all our tokens could have gotten +1/+1. Let's see, things that I'm not super sold on. I mean, honestly, like, I probably shouldn't even be considering playing this thing, but I am. Perilous Shadow. Destroy the evidence. I think I'll take a Drainpipe Vermin. This thing is also solidly in the God, I hope I don't play this file. Wow, Electromancer? Really? I think I'm gonna snap this thing up. But wow, yeah, I hope that the guy to our right is in Rakdos Return. God. What else do we have here? Savage Surge, alright. Grizzly Salvage, Ice and Skies, Sphere of Safety. Yeah, this is really easy. Rakdos Return. Yeah, I hope that we just like totally hooked up the guy to our right, and now he's in Is It. He got the Hypersonic Dragon, and he got a last pick Goblin Electromancer, so GG, my friend, GG. We do need to pick up some fixing. I had an opportunity to pick up some stuff early on and did not. Stab Wound, that is perfect. There's also the Corrosta Monitor, but Stab Wound is so good. So good. Ooh, Drag Mangler, and a Sluiceway Scorpion, and a Golgari Guild Gate. This thing has all the things, but Drag Mangler is where it's at. There's a Charm of Golgari, or we could take a Rosda Monitor, or a Terrace Worm. Let's see, Terrace Worm is certainly better here, I think. It's just a better thing to scavenge, and like this is a nice one that if we are able to Grizzly Salvage it into our graveyard early, it just sits there and threatens to make something huge later on. Weaver is fine. Ooh, Lotleth Troll. Wow. Axebane Guardian is fine. Rubbleback Rhino, we could go for yet another, but Lotleth Troll is exactly what we want. Right, so we got cut off a little in pack 2, but pack 3 we are doing it. Drag Mangler and Lotleth Troll. So sweet. Is it safe from the battlefield? Yeah. When it dies. Alright. So we can't do discard shenanigans with this. Stonefur Crocodile or another giant growth. Let's see, how many actual creatures do we have here? 14 actual creatures. Take another giant growth. Card just ends games. There's a good chance that we still pick up another few creatures here. I would like to see that Axebane Guardian come back around, but it seems unlikely to do so. Another Grizzly Salvage would be great for us. What else could we possibly want? Certainly not a Firemind's Foresight. I guess I'll take an Aerial Predation for the sideboard. So, I mean, I could play like the Slime Molding and the Horncaller's Chant. They feed the Deathrite Shaman, which is really nice. I'm not play this Grave Betrayal. Is that bad of me to not play the Grave Betrayal? Is that a Grave Betrayal? I was foolish for not picking up some fixing for this. I was foolish. You know, if we pick up another Grizzly Salvage, I feel pretty comfortable playing this. I guess because we got the Grizzly Salvage and the Deathrite Shaman, there's a possibility that we do you want the Slum Reaper? No, I don't think so. Possibility that we will be okay playing this, just because we can get a land, potentially get our red mana for this, or just dump a land in the bin, then eat it with Deathrite Shaman. Also seems like a fine thing to do. I think I'll take a Mind Rot for the sideboard. Can see some matches where we might want to bring that in. Overall, our creatures are not all that threatening, unfortunately. So the question here is, do I want to play these things? This card is just so good. We could just make our mana better by playing like a threat and a threat. Horn Collar seems wrong here. Just seems wrong. So I guess the question is, of these three cards, which one do I feel I can do without? I am light on creatures. I do only have 14 creatures, so maybe Grave Betrayal is not the best thing here. But it is just so good with like Rubbleback Rhino. It's kind of a nombo with our Scavengers, but like if my Sewer Shambler just keeps coming back as a 3/2, that seems fine too. Another Monitor. Alright. I play that over the Decoy. It's a Jailbreaker that just might serve as a 4/4 wall for us. So maybe I'll do this. Alright, of course it might for the sideboard. Perfect. Yeah. Kind of regret not having that second Dagger Drum in. Should have made the good play there. Really don't want to play this Shadow. It's just not very good. I guess late game it is a nice mana sink, but it's just not all that exciting. I am excited about another Rubbleback Rhino though, so maybe we'll play that instead. God, I really want to just hit Grizzly Salvage on turn 2 every game into like a turn 3 Dreg Mangler, turn 4 Corpsejack Menace, turn 5 Scavenge Sewer Shambler or Golgari Decoy or something. Seems good. Which is this? This is 7 Scavenge? Jeez. We play against a Rakdos deck, maybe there's a possibility to bring this thing in. Since they probably will just be dumping their hand like crazy. Okay. So what other things are we considering? Slime Mold, Rakdos Return, Rites of Reaping, Perilous Shadow. Yeah, these are all contenders to bring in. This does help my curve slightly. But with double Grizzly Salvage, I think I'm pretty good to hit my land drops. And Deathrite Shaman turns any lands that I hit into sort of rampant growth, one-time use rampant growth. Could play a Slime Molding over a Rubbleback Rhino, but having actual creatures instead of tokens seems good with Grave Betrayal. Alright, we'll go this route. 9-8, how do we feel about that? I think I feel pretty good. I really want to have green-black on turn 2, so having them roughly equal is good. Really don't need to hit double black until way in the late game. Maybe I'll do 9-8 just because like I think hitting black 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 for me is better than green green green. I know it's kind of a corner case, but it's a possibility that needs to be considered. Yep. We'll submit this and see how it goes.